City of Pembroke Pines. This is the first public hearing for the 2025-2026 fiscal year annual budget. Madam Clerk, if you would call the roll, please.
Commissioner Good.
Here.
Vice Mayor Hernandez.
Here.
Commissioner Rodriguez. Here. Commissioner Schwartz.
Here.
Mayor Castillo.
Here.
City Manager Dodge.
Here.
City Attorney Gorin.
I'm here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Mr. Dodge?
Thank you, Mayor. This is the first public hearing on our budget.
Pardon me if I can, Mayor. May I read the title into the record so the manager
Well,
can
this is
understand?
a public hearing.
Please do.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Mayor. This is BPH 125-1870. It's first public hearing on adopting a tentative budget and proposed millage rate for the fiscal year 2025-2026 for the City of Pembroke Pines, Florida. For the record, the purpose of this meeting is to recompute and to publicly announce the proposed operating millage rate of 5.6690, which is 6.34% above the rollback millage rate of 5.3312, and the debt service millage rate of 0.2862, as well as to amend and to adopt the tentative budget for the general fund, the utility fund, and all other funds of the City of Pembroke Pines, and to invite the public to speak regarding the proposed millage and budget. All is provided for in the city code and city charter, and as required by Chapter 200.065 of the Florida statutes. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Commission.
Thank you very much. Mr. Dodge?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The agenda is comprised of a review of all of our funds and the three main funds, which is the general fund, the road and bridge fund, and the utility fund. The fiscal year 25-26 budget for all funds combined is $581,426,381. All funds are balanced as required by Florida statutes, and the proposed budget has been published and it's been posted online since August 1st. The taxable value as of 7/1/25 increased by 6.83% to $20.01 billion. The proposed operating millage rate of 5.6690 generates approximately $107.8 million in tax revenues, and the debt service millage rate is 0.2862, which is 0.0346 lower than the current rate, and will generate approximately $5.4 million for debt payments. The aggregate proposed millage, combining both the ad valorem and the debt service millage, is lower, the combined millage rate for the current fiscal year. The rate requires 3 affirmative votes at the first hearing to approve a tentative millage and 4 affirmative votes at the second hearing to adopt the millages. And the value of 1 mill is $19,011,153. Each year we give you the past 10 years, but it's been well over 10 years that the aggregate millage has gone down each and every single year. So since 2016-17 is how far we went back, the millage has gone down significantly, and you can see that in the millage rate for 2025-26. And that's combining both the operating millage and the debt service millage rate. As far as properties in the City of Pembroke Pines, 71% of our residential properties hold homestead exemptions, and we have 2,620 single-family properties that have 0 taxable value. And on this chart, it illustrates what those values are for properties that are from $1 to $25,000, all the way up to $1.7 million. And as you can see, where the average is right between $200,000 and $300,000 of taxable value. The general fund residential fire assessment rate history, as you can see, has increased each year or has stayed the same. However, this year, the millage rate the fire assessment rate only went up $1.43 for the entire year. That's the lowest it's ever been since 2016-17. General fund, the money comes from ad valorem, which represents 38% of the total funds of the general fund. Charges for services, 17%. Special assessments, intergovernmental revenue, franchise fees, rents and royalty of our facilities, utility taxes, and other general revenue that makes up where the $581 million comes from. Where does it go? 37% of our budget goes for police services, 26% go for fire and rescue, and as you can see, well over 50% of our budget is for public safety. Public services represents about 10% of the budget. Parks and recreation is 9%, and administrative services of such as IT, general government, other makes up the balance of our expenditures. The personnel budget of $166.7 million includes negotiated increases with all of our bargaining units that were up at this time, and we have only one additional city position that was added to this year's budget, which is a part-time teacher aide at the Early Development Center. In the general fund capital budget, $12.6 million includes these major capital items. In the police department, we have 34 police vehicles and related equipment, and $661,000 for portable radios. At the Howard C. Foreman Park, we have $400,000 in capital expenditures for a 5,000-gallon propane tank and dispenser that we use for some of our vehicles. The capital budget for the fire and rescue, we have $2 million for 2 fire engines, $1.1 million for 16 life packs, $675,000 for the renovation of Station 99, and $550,000 for pavilion construction at the fire training facility. The next major fund we have is the Road and Bridge Fund, and that fund represents $7.1 million. Those revenues come from state shared dollars that are sent to us in gas taxes. And the only road resurfacing project that we have included in next year's budget is for Woodbridge. The appropriations include managing rights-of-ways, landscaping maintenance, pressure washing of sidewalks and medians along city major roads, litter control for right-of-way areas and swales, drainage, rehabilitation, and street lighting. So those funds are restricted, and those revenues are restricted as to how much we get and what we're able to do in any fiscal year. In the utility fund, that stands at $96.7 million, which includes $12 million for debt for capital projects. The utility fund capital budget includes $22 million worth of capital projects. $5.5 million has been set aside for the design of the PFAS issue that we have with water treatment improvements, $4.3 million for lift stations, $4 million for the Polk building, $3.9 million for the Howard Foreman's campus water and sewer utilities improvements, $1 million for sewer rehabilitation, $907,000 for water well rehab and replacement, $750,000 for water system valve repair replacement, and $500,000 for a Vector truck. The fire protection assessment hearing, which is a separate hearing, is being held on Monday, September 15th at 5:15 p.m. And the final budget hearing for the second and final reading of next year's proposed budget is scheduled September 17th, Wednesday at 6 p.m. That is the overview of the budget, and as I stated, Mayor, it's been posted online since August 1st, and I don't believe we've had, and Lisa can tell us, I don't believe we've had really any kind of communication from the public other than maybe just general questions.
Well, I want to thank the city manager, the budget staff, and all of the staff for assembling a budget that once again brings us in at a slightly reduced millage rate. It's not a great reduction, but there's a slight reduction there. And that's certainly better than an increase. And it's a strong plan of action, and I appreciate you bringing it forward. Vice Mayor?
I want to echo a lot of what the mayor just said. I did have some questions, but I appreciate that Mr. Dodge and his team took the time, especially Ms. Chong, for answering all of my questions. I had a couple of residents that wrote, and I put them in touch with you. You responded within a day. I actually thought you would take a little longer because they seemed very in-depth. You did it within 8 hours, which I thank you for helping my residents. And Mr. Dodge and his team, who always answer my questions, both in person when I come to City Hall or by phone. Just one question, PFAS settlement funds would be to, those would be into the utility fund.
Yes, the refund money we have set aside in a restricted reserve account. This $5.5 million we have budgeted in the utility budget. We recently received a check for about $3.3 million.
Right.
Prior to that, we had a payment of about 1.3. We're anticipating receiving others, but this next step in this budget is really for the design and everything. There's no construction.
Perfect. That was my main question. Others that I've asked about police and fire funding, you have already answered, so I appreciate it, Mr. Dodge.
Commissioner Good.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no real questions at this time. I just want to make a reference that I'm happy to see that our aggregate millage continues to go downward, as we would anticipate as our bond starts to retire. I am hopeful that there's an ability to start thinking a little bit more about our parks and recreation, and that we start funding that a little bit more. You know, that's one of the biggest concerns that I hear from some of my constituents about, you know, those assets and the condition of them. I know that we're doing the best we can, but I'd like for us to be able to do a little bit more. So I am fine with this tonight. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Schwartz.
Commissioner Dodge, slide 12, utility fund. I just want to have a question. The $12 million of debt for capital projects, is your intention to use a revenue bond? Is that when you say debt for that, or are you looking at collecting the capital projects through, you know, traditional user water rate?
No, the 12 million will be a debt, a revenue debt, and we have programmed it in there with anticipation of what that debt payment will be, and it still balances the budget.
Okay, so this is going to be a new revenue bond that will be issued. I mean, we authorized, I think, up to 20.
It'll be authorized as soon as we get to the point that we're ready for it. We don't borrow it sooner than we're able to award the contract.
And the water rates will remain flat, but the CPI will go up
Yes.
in October?
Yes, the utility rates remain flat other than the CPI, which is incorporated in our ordinance.
Okay. So thank you for answering that question. You know, Mr. Dodge, I think this is probably one of the more challenging budget years that we've seen, given the plethora of uncertainty with respect to, we had less new construction, total aggregate has gone down. But the folks I'm talking to, they know that we provide really good services here in the city. And you always find ways of giving the most we can with the least amount of expense going out the door. I appreciate the trim notice being the same as last year, but I think we can do a little bit better. At the appropriate time, Mayor, I'll have a millage rate for consideration that will be lower than the 56690. Thank you.
Commissioner Rodriguez.
First, I want to thank so much Ms. Chung and the rest of the administration that worked on this. I know this year specifically with the uncertainties that we have going into this fiscal year, it was really hard to get this done, and I'm so glad that we were able to deliver to our residents and our constituents all the services that they've asked for, that they value, making sure that we are, I won't say tax decrease because technically some people will see a small increase on their bill, but at least on the millage rate to be able to keep it as low as we have tended in the past. For our residents, I just want to mention that this is one of multiple hearings. If you're watching from home, it's a really good opportunity to use the email that we have set up, budget@ppines.com, if you have any questions, and then making sure that you attend the second hearing. I've also been engaging with some residents that have questions regarding our budget, and one of the things that I let them know is at our budget advisory board, which I attend most of their meetings for, is very active in looking at all of the different aspects for this budget and for future budgets. So if people are interested in learning a little bit more in depth, that is a great opportunity to participate in, and you don't necessarily have to be a member. You can attend simply as a resident and learn a little bit more in depth than what we're presenting here. Obviously, we get some kind of guidance beforehand onto this. We see these presentations and we're kind of in the know, but for our residents that aren't and would like to understand a little bit more about this, I really encourage them to go to those budget advisory board meetings, watch this again online, and then I believe we had talked about either putting out a video or something, or a town hall, which people can see this presentation a little bit more in depth as well, or put out a video of what was presented here this evening. But in the end, I really do appreciate that we're able to do this, especially because of the constraints that we have, and for our residents to know that our budget here represents the values that we have in Pembroke Pines, and number one of that being the safety of our residents. We want to make sure everybody is kept safe and that we're funding our police and our fire departments for what they need, and that's why it takes up a large majority of our budget, and making sure our residents are aware of that. The services that they are receiving are really, really good, and they're paying for it in their taxes. So in the very least, they're getting what they're paying for, and we're going to continue to provide these services year after year.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Now we'll open it up to the public. Does anyone wish to be recognized to speak on the presentation on the budget?
Hello, Mayor, Commissioners. My name is Scott Barnett, 19346 Southwest 5th Street. I am the chair of the Citizens Budget Advisory Board. I have to say that in these many months that we've had our meetings and going through some of the various departments, just like it's been over past years, the city staff is top-notch. It's you know, we're blessed to be in a city where there's such transparency. The city manager and his staff are able to answer all of our questions, and we're able to get all the facts that we need. I did want to mention a few things. At one of our previous meetings, one of our members proposed a motion that was passed simply to prioritize the competitive bid process in terms of procurement. I wasn't unfortunately at the strategic planning committee, but it is in our minutes, and we had talked about that these minutes would go to the commission, but I just wanted to reiterate that that is a priority to make sure that we keep the competitive bid process open. I know that one thing we learned is it's not an easy thing to just open it up over short time periods because it takes time to work with a vendor. So every case is really on a case-by-case basis of what works best. But we just want to make sure that the commission continues to push for a competitive process. Also from that meeting, if I can request, since I wasn't there, I wanted to see, I'm sure there's video of the meeting.
Ms. Dodge, we had a video of that meeting, right? Which meeting? Of the workshop?
No, we have a tape.
An audio?
Yeah, we have audio of
Oh,
the-
okay, maybe if that could be
We can
available
make
on
that-
on the
we can
city
make that
website.
available.
Yeah, just to be available. You know, I understand, and again, I'm speaking for myself up here. The budget board didn't unanimously want me to necessarily say one thing or the other. I just wanted to relate that information. But as a resident here, you know, there's a lot of external pressures on our community in many different ways, and instability, you know, worldwide. However, we do still have needs. They haven't gone away. And one of the things I wanted to make sure, and I think this was addressed at the strategic planning, is if we do go for funding alternatives in the future, obviously, you know, if we have a menu of items, you know, we take them one by one. I feel like, just going back to the referendum that was previous, you know, many different parts of our city's various departments were conflated with one another, and I don't think that was fair in terms of looking for funding. So I just would love to find better clarity for the public to understand, you know, what revenue fund or what funding goes with each particular department, as opposed to conflating everything together in one big pot. Because there are needs in these various departments, and we need to address them. And from what I've seen over the past few years, you know, the city's operating in a great way and very efficient, but we are operating on a very slim margin. So it's very taxing to find funding for some of these capital projects, because we've been sitting on some of these things for over 20, 30 years, and we need to start moving forward. So thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much for your comments. Does anyone else wish to speak? Does anyone else wish to speak? Seeing none. Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
Mayor, I'd like to, again, thank the administration for bringing forward a budget that's reflective of our values. Residents are struggling. We have, no fault of ours, but we have utility rates going up, we have insurance rates going up, we have things going up, and I'd like to offer a change in the advertised millage rate to a 5.6000.
Hold on one second. So the current rate being proposed is
6690.
And you want to change it to
5.6000.
5.6000. 5.6000.
We have to read the ordinance first, don't we?
Did you read the ordinance?
Not yet, Mayor, but once you close the public hearing, there'll be a first reading on both the millage
Okay.
and the budget.
All right, so this is just for discussion at this point.
Correct.
Madam Finance Director, can you tell me what the difference in dollars would be between the 5.6690 and the 5.6000?
Good evening, Mayor. Lisa Chung, Assistant City Manager, Finance Director. That would be $1.3 million.
$1.3 million, roughly?
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Schwartz, what would you propose to cut in the amount of $1.3 million in order to make your motion work?
We'll let the city manager work that one out.
So you have no plan?
I take your comments as a respectful colleague.
Yes, I'm asking you.
Yeah, no,
Did you have a plan?
There is. We need to cut wasteful spending.
Which ones would those be?
Well, I mean, I can go in the past of what we've
No, I'm
appropriated
talking
dollars
about
for.
within the current budget, within the context of your.
Of the proposed budget, I
Right.
think there's an opportunity for us to evaluate projects, evaluate dollars that are going out of our coffers a little bit more carefully. And $1.3 million is something that is not out of bounds. I recall when you had made a $1 million reduction just a few short years ago. I certainly didn't ask you where it was going to be cut, but the city manager found a way to do that. So let's.
So I'm simply asking, You're making a motion for 1.6000.
I'll be more specific. The
I'm
1.3,
asking- I'm
the
asking you to be
1.3
specific.
should not come from public safety.
Okay,
So that will leave the remaining balance for the manager to look at.
from either parks or from senior centers or from
Salaries,
or salaries or road and bridge
or salaries, or maybe personnel and performance metrics, and all the things that we've discussed about 10 months ago. We haven't had a salary study for this city in 10 years. The reason why I know that is because 10 years ago, I made the motion that was supported by the commission to go out and evaluate position by position to make sure that we are getting the dollars that we have invested in a return on investment. So I see opportunities on the administration side to cut costs.
Okay, Mr. Dodge, can you think of how to get to $1.3 million without touching public safety? And I'm thinking that public safety was about 63%.
63%.
So
It would have to.
So within the 37% that's left, do you see an opportunity for $1.3 million?
It's a very difficult thing to do because it is a bare bones budget, and something would have to give either in the area of in recreation, community services. There's not a whole lot that we have in the budget, and if you look at our operating, it's pretty flat. We've done studies in the past as far as compensation, and we're in the market for where other communities are, and it makes it difficult to find employees if you're not competitive. Very little, only 2% is in the area of finance. I don't know where we would cut there. Community services only represents 4% of the entire budget.
And that's mostly senior centers and
Right, and
senior
and
busing.
IT services is only 5%, but they have to support the entire city in its support. Public services is in the area of maintaining the streets as far as cleanliness. And as you can see, the road and bridge, that's a separate fund that has nothing to do with the millage rate. So it would be a very difficult thing to do. But if the desire of the commission is to vote to lower it, we would have to come back with recommendations to the commission as to what you'd want to do.
Okay, so
with the climate that we have, and considering that next year, I don't anticipate we're going to have the same level of increase of values based on what the economy is. That makes it even more difficult in the future years for doing anything. And the majority of the money that you have, and when you say public safety, it's not just in the area of police and fire. Within those budgets, there's a lot of items in those budgets that are the same that you would have in public services, so things that you have to purchase. Our utilities budget goes up each year with FP&L increases. Our insurance costs go up each year. So, I mean, we're no different than a resident who faces those increases. We have them just as well.
Mr. Gorin,
Yes, sir.
so procedurally, were we to pass the millage rate tonight that is published, nothing keeps us at second reading from adopting a smaller rate? Is that correct?
That's a legally correct answer.
Okay.
Under the statute I read earlier during the opening of the public hearing, correct.
Commissioner.
Sorry, are we all allowed to speak? You can finish.
No,
I
no,
have a
no,
question.
we're gonna,
Okay.
I was just trying to set the tone for the conversation. So Commissioner, I'm always for a lower millage rate. However, I have difficulty supporting a specific proposal of this kind without knowing what would be cut. So I would ask if you would be willing to sit with the manager and with the finance director and find this 1.3 million and come back to us with the specific things that would be cut. Because if you can find this waste that you mentioned in your motion, I think you might convince a number of us. So I'm asking if you would be willing to sit with the manager and find this $1.3 million so that we can proceed with your motion. Would you be willing to do that?
No, actually. I think the city manager is more than capable of going through the proposed budget. We've already slashed a tremendous amount of projects. We just had a workshop last week.
No.
Sir, let me finish.
My question was, would you be willing? You said no.
The answer is no, because
Okay.
because by myself is not the purpose of the city commission.
Okay, so, okay.
We are, allow me, sir.
All right.
When we have non-budgeted items throughout the year, it seems the commission is quick to say, you know what, we're going to go ahead and give this money, and it's not budgeted, and then we stress the manager to find where that money is going to come from. I believe that the $1.3 million of savings, truthfully, it's public dollars. I think it's going to rein in some of the, with all due respect, the cavalier donations that comes off of this dais with a majority vote that has not been budgeted. The manager, if the question is, do you want the manager to come back and provide this commission at second reading how much money we have allocated that was not budgeted a year ago? I'm all for having that discussion.
Well, that's as easy as, hold on.
Yep.
That's as easy as an email to the manager to provide you with
To
an
provide
answer.
us, sir, not me, us.
Well,
So let's work together.
well, that's what the Monday morning, that's what the Monday night memos are about.
Well,
And I didn't see a Monday night memo because no one had questions. So none of us are really prepared to deal with your surprise motion. So what I wanted to do was to ask you if you could work with the manager, but you have said no. So my question now
go
is
ahead.
there a second to the commissioner's motion?
I don't think we're at that point yet. We're still in the public,
No, the
Public
public is
hearing.
done. My question is there a second to the commissioner's motion?
the proposed ordinance
Hold
of
on.
2025-12 has not been read in yet, sir. We're not there yet.
Thank you very much. I'll run the meeting. Is there a second to the commissioner's motion? I hear none. Okay,
No, I'll second to discuss, just
okay.
I'd like to echo some of what you said, Mayor, because I just asked Ms. Chung what the difference would be for an average home taxable value, and it's about $5. So while we can say to the public, and while it may be $14, the median, as a reduction. Okay, so we would decrease by about $14, and that does equate to $1.something million. But if we are saying that the goal of this motion would be to save the residents money because they're strapped for cash in other scenarios, I don't believe doing this would be anything but, I don't know, theatrics in a sense, because $14.
Okay, so now
Can I
I'm
finish?
going to raise
Hold
an
on.
objection.
Hold on a second.
I'm going to raise an objection for decorum. Okay, theatrics is not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is recommending that this body not throw $100,000 to other government agencies to fight their battles. What I'm looking at is
It's our battle too. There was an incineration that would
Hold on,
hurt
hold on.
us as well.
$302,000 that was not budgeted for an election. All right, we're up to 400.
Okay, look.
I just cut the 1.3 by a third.
That's not even in this budget, so.
Of course, and it wasn't in
Okay.
this year's budget either, sir. That's my
Commissioner,
point.
Commissioner,
So
Commissioner.
I'll make another motion to
Commissioner,
direct the city
Commissioner.
manager to bring back the non-budgeted items that this commission authorized.
You don't
in
need
this
a
year's
motion
budget.
for that. That's all that.
So I can't get a second for that either?
You don't need a motion for that.
So we have consensus.
You can put it in your Monday night memo.
Again,
That's
you're
what it's
putting it on
for.
me instead of us, sir. Are you?
It's your question. I reviewed the budget. I think that this is a great budget. I'm trying to help you with your motion, but you don't seem to want to cooperate with your own motion. I gave you the opportunity. Sit with the staff, come back with the 1.3, but you don't want to do that either. You simply want to. So I'm not sure it isn't theatrics.
I'll finish what I was saying.
Go right ahead.
So my thought is we are a small portion of the tax bill that people receive. There's the school board, there's the county, there's the hospital system, there's a lot of other things. And we are doing our best. As the manager said, this is a bare bones budget. We are doing our absolute best. And if our resident really has that much hurt in their pocket because we are all strapped for cash, I know that I feel it. It's what everybody is feeling it. But we just taking it down for that amount not only hurts the services that we're willing to give forward, because from what was said earlier, it's the senior services, it's our recreation, which is already at bare bones as well. We're trying to find money to be able to fix our parks and for them not to look, just old as they are. And making sure that we're advocating in other aspects, talking to other government entities might be more helpful than us saving $15 here and there for our residents. I also think that if something was brought to the table in line by line what exactly you would cut, I would be so for this, because there are definitely things that we can work on. And if the issue is those motions that we make and those donations or whatever it is that we make throughout the year, there can be more conversation on that. We can have a workshop, we can talk about it, we can, more creatively think about other ways to fund those kinds of projects that we value and we service, because they serve the community as well. It's not a donation into thin air. A lot of what we give to these agencies are brought back into our community. We don't tend to give to an agency that doesn't work within our city here in Pembroke Pines. I know when we are asked those questions about those events and those sponsorships, I like to make sure that it is something that's working within the city of Pembroke Pines. So we can have a conversation on that and about budgets that we make outside of this one, but I don't think this is the right time. We've had months to look at this budget, and to come here and look at it and see at literally the last minute, I don't think it's fair. It's not fair to management. It's not fair to us to come to propose something that's not planned. And for someone to hastily put together a decrease of $1.3 million in a span of 2 weeks, what if they cut something that is actually valuable? What if we don't have enough community insight into that? Because the community and the Budget Advisory Board, I know at least the people that I have on there, have looked at line by line. And so if there was something that they could have taken out and they could have worked on, as I did also line by line, I would have brought it forward. I would have brought it forward in a Monday night memo instead of hastily bringing it forward here. And I'm all for tax savings. I know every single person in the city of Pembroke Pines would really appreciate that. But this is not the way to do it.
So a couple of points. I brought forward, and with your approval, we brought forward the system of using the Monday night memos in order to end these surprise motions, because they are inherently destabilizing and unfair on a collegial level. We asked folks, put down the information that you need so that you can get the answers to the questions that you're looking for, and we would all be prepared. Could be that we all take out our own pencil in a different sort of way, but we at least have something to look at. The motion before us is to cut $1.3 million out of the budget without any specificity placed before us on a list. I asked the maker of the motion, and I ask him again, are you willing to sit with administration and come up with this list of $1.3 million? Because I just heard the manager say it would be very difficult to do. And you know what? You might convince people if you came forward with your list. So I'm not hearing that.
So, Mayor, I'll tell you what. I will sit down with the manager.
Okay.
Only because there's more than 1.3 that could be cut.
Great.
There is. There certainly is. And tomorrow morning, when the social media lines go out and and I'm looked at as like Baba Black Sheep for making a recommendation
I don't know.
to lower household dollars, I will accept that label. Okay? This community rejected an increase of $14 or $25 or $35 to their household in March on a 2-to-1 level. They rejected that. Oh, it's only going to be a few dollars. It's only going to be $5 for this community. It's only going to be $35 for that community. And 2-to-1, they rejected it. So
Commissioner,
until we
sit down,
I will sit down with the manager.
If you'd like to sit down,
I'll sit down with him.
I really don't know why we're oscillating this way, or spiraling this way. The question was very simple. We're prepared to take your motion seriously. Sit down with the manager, come up with some specifics. The attorney has said that it is in order at the second reading. Come up with your list. We'll take a look. Okay? Is there any objection to moving forward with the original item? I see a commissioner is missing. We'll just wait 1 second. Let's just wait 1 second. Great.
Just for Robert's rules, there is a motion and a second on the 5.6
Yes.
000.
Commissioner, we can either, Commissioner Rodriguez, we can either, Commissioner Schwartz, while you stepped out, is now willing to sit down with the manager and come up with his list. If you withdraw your item, your second, we can vote on the original motion.
I think that would be best.
Okay, so that second is now withdrawn.
From a Robert's Rules procedure, city attorney, can a seconder remove?
Yes.
Withdraw?
Through the mayor, if I can, yes.
Thank you. Okay, so we are on the original motion.
The main motion, that's correct.
And the original motion, can you
Correct.
read it into the record again, Mr. City Attorney?
We don't have one yet.
If I'm reading the motion correctly, it was to reduce the millage to 5.6000 from the proposed 5.669,
There was no second.
and there was no second.
It's 5.6690.
Zero, correct.
Everyone's clear?
Just to clarify, Mayor, the seconder now on that motion?
Yes.
Is there one?
No, there isn't an amendment. We're
Thank you.
on the original motion. Any further discussion? Any from the public? This will be a roll call vote. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Schwartz,
I didn't move this item.
No, there's no motion on.
This
the
is what
table.
I'm saying.
Oh,
Mayor,
okay.
please run
Is
the
there-
meeting
is
like we're
there-
supposed to run the
Is
meeting.
there a
We
motion
have to
on
adopt
the budget item?
ordinance. We have to read it.
Correct.
Motion made.
Moved by Commissioner Rodriguez. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by the Vice Mayor. Thank you very much for that. This will be a roll call vote.
And Mayor, if I may, to be clear, this is before you even read the titles of the millage and budget ordinances. This is a predicate to both. Which if you.
What is it again?
Should read the
The
ordinance.
two, there are two.
I asked you to read the ordinance.
May I?
Please.
Thank you. If that being said, Mayor, I'm going to read the first item on the record, which is the item number 1 on the regular agenda. It's a motion to adopt proposed ordinance number 2025-12 on first reading, which is an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Pembroke Pines, Florida, establishing the operating millage rate of 5.6690 or $5.6690 per $1,000 of taxable assessed property value, which is 6.34% above the rollback rate of 5.3312 for the City of Pembroke Pines, Florida, pursuant to the 2025-2026 city budget in accordance with Chapter 200 of the Florida statutes, and establishing the debt service millage rate of 0.2862 for debt service on the general obligation bonds approved by the electorate, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. Item on the floor, Mayor and Commissioners.
Thank you. I believe that was
2025-12.
moved. I believe that was moved by Commissioner Rodriguez and seconded by the Vice Mayor, correct? This will be a roll call vote.
Mayor, if you would, just open them for public hearing, should there be any public
Yes,
comment?
I asked.
Thank you,
I
Mayor.
asked before.
I
Is
know.
there
Thank
any?
you, Mayor.
Is there anyone wants to speak on the item? Seeing none. Please proceed. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hernandez,
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz,
No.
Commissioner Good,
Yes.
Mayor Castillo.
Yes, and by your vote, this is done.
And Mayor, if I may, for the record, legally, I must, on the record, indicate that the second and final public hearing on this item will be conducted in these chambers, which will occur on September 17, 2025, beginning at 6 o'clock p.m. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And without objection, when Commissioner Schwartz and the mayor produce a sheet, please include it, Jonathan, in the Monday night memo so that we, Mr. Manager, so that we can sit down and take a look at it before the meeting. Thank you very much. Make sure that's published. Item number 2.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioner. Number 2 is number 2025-13, which is a motion to adopt proposed ordinance number 2025-13 on first reading, and it reads for the public as follows. Proposed ordinance number 2025-13 is an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Pembroke Pines, Florida, adopting the budget for the fiscal year 2025-2026 and adopting the 5-year capital improvement program for the City of Pembroke Pines, Florida, in accordance with Section 5.08 of the City Charter, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and finally providing for an effective date. Item number 2 on the floor for consideration, Mayor, and a public review as needed. Thank you.
I need a motion.
I will move it.
Moved by the Vice Mayor. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Rodriguez. Any discussion on this item? Any from the public? Seeing none, this will be a roll call vote.
Vice Mayor Hernandez.
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez.
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz.
Yes.
Commissioner Good.
Yes.
Mayor Castillo.
Yes, and by your vote, both of these items are done.
Mayor, if I may, I must announce for the record, on second and final reading, this is the budget ordinance for the City of Pembroke Pines for fiscal year 2025-26. The second and final reading under state statute is scheduled for the meeting of September the 17th, 2025 at 6 o'clock p.m. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. And that concludes our budget workshop. And now we will go into our regular meeting. Welcome all. Today is Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. This is the regular Pembroke Pines City Commission meeting. And let me begin first by wishing a very, very happy birthday to both Commissioner Tom Good and to Vice Mayor Mike Hernandez. Happy birthday to you both.
We're aging.
Okie dokie. Can I have a roll call for the regular meeting, please?
Commissioner Good.
Here.
Vice Mayor Hernandez.
1 year older and here.
Commissioner Rodriguez.
Here.
Commissioner Schwartz.
Here.
Mayor Castillo.
Here.
City Manager Dodge. Here. City Attorney Gorin.
I'm here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. I will ask you all to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem, which today will be sung by Charlotte Orjuela. She is a 7th grader at Pembroke Pines Charter, and her mom, Christine, is here as well. Whenever you're ready, we'll do the pledge first.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, and the bombs bursting in the air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say as the star-spangled banner yet wave, oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Wow. Well done. That's a wonderful job, Charlotte Orjuela. Thank you so very, very much. Okay, we now have presentations. with me. Mr. Stam?
Mayor, good evening. This month, our District 4 winner is not able to attend, but I wanted to bring their home up here. They had an emergency, so they weren't able to attend tonight. But I just want to take a moment. We're going to get their certificate to them. But our winner this month is James and Christina Suter, who live out in Chapel Trail. And they have just an absolutely wonderful home, incredibly well landscaped. And they take a lot of pride in the home. They called us late in the evening today to let us know they will not be able to attend. But we will get their certificate out to them. Mayor, this is our District 4 winner. I apologize for the short notice.
What a beautiful home, and we want to thank the Suter family for all they do to help beautify Pembroke Pines and to keep it looking great. Vice Mayor?
Although they're not here, I hope they watch this, and I want to thank them for keeping our community beautiful.
Thank you. Big round of applause for the Suter. Thank you so very much.
We'll be back next month with District 1, Mayor.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so I have a proclamation for Hunger Action Month. Who's here for that? Come on up. These are our good friends from Feeding South Florida. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Well, before I even read this, let me just say, you all do such important work in our community. There are folks who are nutritionally challenged, let's call it. And I remember during COVID, you all were amazing to us. And for everything that you do for the city of Pembroke Pines and for all of us here in Broward County, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
This is a proclamation of the city of Pembroke Pines, Florida, declaring Hunger Action Month, whereas in 1991, Feeding South Florida has worked to address hunger and food insecurity in the city of Pembroke Pines by providing our community with immediate access to nutritious foods and other vital resources and support. And whereas hunger does not discriminate, it knows no race, religion, or age. In South Florida, approximately 1 million individuals face hunger. Food should not be an impossible choice for the community of the city of Pembroke Pines. And whereas Feeding South Florida leads hunger and poverty advocacy efforts in our community while transforming lives through innovative programming and education that provides economic growth and overall well-being. And whereas the city of Pembroke Pines is therefore committed to supporting Feeding South Florida so that together we can achieve a hunger-free South Florida. Now therefore, I, Angelo Castillo, Mayor of the City of Pembroke Pines, the city that cares, can, and does, along with the City Commission, do hereby proclaim September 2025 as Hunger Action Month and urge the residents of the City of Pembroke Pines to join us in supporting Feeding South Florida during this month of action. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Take a photo. You want to say a few words?
Absolutely. Mayor Castillo, thank you so much to the commission. Thank you very much for having us. I'd like to say on behalf of, I'm a resident, first of all, of Pembroke Pines, so I'm very happy to be here. On behalf of Feeding South Florida, we serve about 1.2 million individuals, families, in any given year. And it gets harder and harder each year for us to be able to support those families. It is so important that we get the support from the community, everything from volunteer time. We cannot do it without volunteers. So we welcome anyone to come in and volunteer to support children. We have programs for our schools, our children's meals programs. We have our senior meal programs where we deliver to individuals within the community, including in Pembroke Pines. And we really, truly appreciate the support of the community and for the commission as well. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, and thanks again for everything you do.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And Commissioner Rodriguez, if you would join me for the next presentation. This is a proclamation of the City of Pembroke Pines, Florida, declaring Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Is anyone here for, can you come forward, please? It's good to see you again.
You too.
I remember going to your classroom. You remember me?
Yes.
From then? Right. Of course I do. Good. All right, why don't we all stand here? In fact, all of us, why don't we come down? Stand right here. And Commissioner, if you would, read the first three whereases, please.
Proclamation, City of Pembroke Pines, Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas cancer is the leading cause of death by disease among children in the United States between infancy and age 15, with approximately 15,000 children diagnosed each year before the age of 20. And whereas childhood cancer affects children of all racial, ethnic, geographic, and socioeconomic backgrounds, and their battles inspire hope, courage, and strength in communities nationwide. While some progress has been made in treating certain childhood cancers, survival rates for many types remain below 50%. And the overall incidence of childhood cancer continues to rise faster than in any other age group.
And whereas the impact of childhood cancer extends far beyond the patient, affecting families, caregivers, healthcare professionals, and advocacy organizations that provide vital emotional, financial, and medical support in the search for better treatments and cures. Now, therefore, I, Angelo Castillo, Mayor of the City of Pembroke Pines, along with the City Commission, do hereby proclaim September 2025 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in the City of Pembroke Pines, Florida, in honor of the children and families affected, and in recognition of the continued efforts needed to raise awareness, support, research, and work toward a future free of childhood cancer. Congratulations, and thank you so very much. So your name again?
I'm Jake Kleppen. I live in Chapel Trail.
You want to say a few words?
Yes, please. First of all, thank you everyone for coming, and happy birthday to Michael Hernandez, the Vice Mayor. Happy birthday to Thomas Good Jr., the Commissioner. I'm just reading the nameplates. I'm very grateful that we can spread awareness like this throughout the whole city, you know? And making this a month is powerful. Making this a month of recognition is very powerful to us on behalf of Mystic Force Foundation and any other childhood cancer foundation. So, Mayor, I'd like to thank you. You're awesome. Everyone in the government of the Pembroke Pines City, you're awesome. And we should really spread more awareness about childhood cancer and the diseases. Yeah. Oh yeah. About myself. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. First time I got cancer was when I was 8. It was a tumor behind my eye, stage 3, Ewing sarcoma. The second time was treatment-induced. I got leukemia, B-cell, and from then on, I got a bone marrow transplant, I got chemotherapy, and I'm cancer-free now. So yeah. Oh yes. This here, ladies and gentlemen, is little Jake. Say hi.
Hello.
He's a good friend of mine. Do you want to share about yourself?
I kind of don't know what to say.
You don't know what to say. These are his siblings.
Hello.
Yes. Very nice children. I also want to bring up that, if you could hold this. Not only are the children affected, but the families too. Like, you have my mom here. You have Jake's mom. They were all affected by this. My little brother, he got like saddened with this. He lost confidence. He missed me very much. And yeah, missed his mom. Because it just separates the families, you know. You try to act positive, but deep down you can't. Knowing that you could pass away. But there is hope. And with you, everyone here, we can make that hope come true, and we could raise awareness for childhood cancer and raise funding for research. So thank you.
Hey, little Jake, let me ask you a question.
Have you ever ridden in a fire truck? No? Would you like to?
Chief, can we put that together? And would you like to come? Yeah, sure. You can even go just like that. That's perfectly. No, I think it's perfect. And we're gonna figure out a way to get you on a fire truck. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Except they don't have a Dalmatian, so. But they have everything else. Does that sound like fun? Yeah. All right, so if you all will go see the chief, I'm sure he'll put that together. Okay, and congratulations, and let's keep these kids cancer-free. Thank you very much. Yes, yes.
I think we're doing Jake. Oh my goodness.
Come on, come on. Got it? It was fantastic.
Yes, he was out there.
You did good. I heard you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I am proud.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I kind of worse when I read off a script. I stutter.
Me too, no worries.
All right. Items to be pulled from the agenda.
None, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Announcements of appointments or anything like that?
No,
City
Mayor.
Auditor? Commissioner
Mayor.
Auditor? Okay. All right. Consent agenda. The consent agenda today consists of items 1 through 11. What's your pleasure?
So moved, the items.
Any pulls? No, seeing no pulls. Any from the public? Seeing none. A motion has been made to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second?
I will second it.
A second by the Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Mr. Dodge, reports, you have a report at all?
I have no items, Mayor.
Mr. City Attorney, do you have anything?
Yes, Mayor, just very briefly, if you will, just to remind the Mayor and Commission that we will have a shade meeting in these chambers at 4:00 p.m. on the 17th of September before the regular public meeting. As required by state statute, the meeting has been properly noticed in connection with litigation pending with the City of Pembroke Pines and the City of Hollywood, Florida. Thank you all very much. We'll be briefing with you privately.
Thank you very much. Without objection, so ordered to have that shade meeting. Reports of the league. Commissioner Rodriguez, do you have anything?
Have the first directors meeting tomorrow in Coconut Creek. I'll be in attendance, and I'll let you guys know how it goes.
Wonderful. Commissioner Good, anything from the MPO?
I echo Commissioner Rodriguez. I have not till tomorrow. And by the way, Mr. Mayor, I won't be able to make the your breakfast because I have an executive meeting with the MPO.
Yes, tomorrow we have a prayer breakfast. It's going to be very, very well attended here. I think it's at 8:30. Is that correct?
8:45.
8:45. Okay. Anything else? Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, all.